At the JS Clark in the back of the gymnasium, I heard somebody else discussing that the books that they had on the floor and on the shelves was for the future library that they would get. They got a Barrett, Army Barrett from Selmafield, and it was moved there. It was like 3 rooms, I believe. It had a small kitchen, a restroom, and they had it was shaped kind of like a T. One thing I remember about it, you had to be a property owner in order to get a card back then. And I remember when my father was renting at the time, so I couldn't get a card. And one of my church members' son was there, and he told his mother that I couldn't get a card because we wasn't property owners. So she signed for me on her property, and that's how I started out. And that was around 1953. And I started going there every evening after school to do my homework. And Mrs. Irene Dotson taught me a lot, and I would stay there. And just before we closed, I would kind of start shelving the books. She taught me the Dewey Decimal System, and I would shelve the books for her. And a lot of times she would bring me a peanut butter sandwich and some Kool-Aid. They had me my senior year, 1964, and I got on the payroll after volunteering for a number of years. And I already knew what to do with the books. I knew how to check out the books. I would help people with reference, and was doing a little bit of everything. The new building, they had a bond issue in 1964, well, they had started in 63. And they had obtained some land from Carver High School, and I think for $1 a year was what they was paying. I think it was renewable after 10 years. And being on the Carver High School campus, we had 2 or 3 housing projects in that area, and the kids read. I became the librarian in 1975, and the main branch did most of the stuff for you, but before I transferred here and opened this branch, well, the librarian had to order their own books, keep up with the money, keep up with everything. So I had been trained to do it, but I had to do more of it. And we started out, we had this big old building and had to fill out the shelves. And all the branches came and helped. And we would count stuff, and we had to put some of the shelves together. And it was a big operation, but we put it, in fact, they thought about delaying it a couple of times, and we know that the family of Ollie Burns had already made their airplane, and they kept asking me, you gonna be able to open it in time? I said, we're gonna do it. And anytime I visit, I've been all over the 50 states. I've been to Hawaii, been to Alaska with the Boy Scouts, Mexico and Canada. And anytime I visit a new system, a new city, I go to the public library. And this system here, I mean, some of the stuff I was seeing, I say, that's antiquated, you know. And we're on the cutting edge.